and the president has just concluded his speech and other things for now. And so pretty shortly, right after this, I will speak to ministers of state, government officials, and other persons who've come in here. This has been a night of really somber communication speeches that have been delivered by the president, the vice president, families, and those who really knew these gentlemen who passed in their service to the country. It started just about 5 p.m. It's been ongoing till now, which is just concluding with the Islamic prayers. Right after that, the president has announced, confirming that tomorrow the Muslims who were involved in this tragic incident will be buried. And so tomorrow, at these same grounds, the funeral will be held for Dr. Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed, the Minister for Environment, Science and Technology, as well as Alhaji Muniru, who was the National Security Coordinator. Those two persons, their funerals will be held there at 2 p.m. and then they will be buried at the military cemetery in Chad. The president also said that as soon as there's confirmation, what the families and consultations are done, there will be the burial ceremony of the 6 other persons. And so this has just concluded, and so pretty shortly we will try and speak to some more people who are here and try and get some understanding. A lot of people who knew these persons and reflected on their lives and other things that have been done. Ultimately, these are really important nights of reflection. So many people who have shared their messages of condolences, and so many people who continue to mourn with. And so you see the security chiefs. So let's get there and speak a couple of people. The ministers of state, government officials, and other persons. Own reflection very briefly before you take it over.
Well, as His Excellency said, we are so heartbroken, we are distraught, and we are confused. But they would want us to pick up the pieces and to soldier on and continue from where they left off. So within that context, we will be able to come to terms with what we have lost. But the best way to honor them is to soldier on to build the Ghana we want, and that includes bringing an end to Galamsey.
Thank you very much, Dr. Clement Park. He says the message is to come together as a country and find a way to deal with the illegal mining menace, because as far as he's concerned, that will be such an important way of trying to honor their memories, the memories of so many people who just lost their life while on the way, national assignment of this nature, and the country still trying to come to terms with their very unfortunate passing. The 3-day mourning that were announced by the president has just concluded, and tomorrow the first 2 will be buried in the presence of Alhaji Dr. Mohammed Murtala Ibrahim, as well as Alhaji Muniru. They will all be buried, and then going forward we will also get to see how it goes. So we'll speak to more and more people, you know, security chiefs who are coming together, who are reflecting, who are talking to each other about this very important day of this country coming together to reflect on the lives of these 8 people. So a lot of people speaking. Let's get into the crowd as more and more people leave to try and see if we can talk to some of them, get an understanding of the lives that these people lived, their reflection on them, and how exactly they believe that as a country we can continue to honor their lives. And so we'll go down here where a lot of members of parliament and other ministers of state came, and as they all continue in this night of reflection on this very important event that has been held to celebrate the lives of these distinguished Ghanaians who perished in line of their duty. Let me try and see if I can speak to Honorable Francis Xavier Sosu, who is here and we'll try and see if we can get a word from him as well. He's taking pictures of a couple of people who are here and who are reflecting on the very important life that these gentlemen who have just passed on lived. And as we continue to reflect on them, we're speaking to their colleagues. Francis Osu was one of the very close people with the Honorable Murtala Mohammed. You are close to Honorable Murtala Mohammed in Parliament. You're reflecting on the life he lived, and this very beautiful night where we've all come together to reflect on their life.
Well, I mean, Honorable Murtala was not just a colleague in Parliament. Way back in 2001, when I was a student at Legon, between 2001 and 2004, I encountered Murtala in so many ways because he was a student activist and I was an activist too. And so I recall I had interest in SRC in Legon, and of course eventually ran for SRC presidency in Legon. And he also ran at a point in time. So there was a lot we were doing together at General Assembly and forth and back. And he was such a fantastic, young leader that we all looked up to, because he was ahead of me. And I mean, he was so boisterous. He was so firm. He goes all out for what he's convinced about. And for me, that life actually motivated me even to come to politics, because I mean, right from Legon, some of them continued to be in student activism before he joined politics. And he joined politics at a time that I hadn't even dreamt of becoming a member of Parliament. So his life, his work really inspired me in so many ways. And when I decided to come to Parliament, he was one of those people that I always would speak to, and he continued to mentor and guide until I got a chance to win the primaries to come to Parliament. And since I came to Parliament too, I mean, it's been a support in so many ways, encouraging in so many ways. And most importantly, in this 9th Parliament, because of my role as a ranking member for the Subsidiary Legislation Committee, and he as a minister in charge of the environment, there were a lot of regulations that he wanted to bring about that he and I were having a lot of conversation about. So, I mean, just before we left Parliament last Friday, we met in Parliament and had a lot of conversation about some new regulations he wanted to bring about to improve our environment and so on and so forth. And so to hear that he just left, honestly speaking, it's unbelievable. This pain.
And so the Honourable Member of Parliament there, you see, he is trying to make some comments and he's even unable to continue. Let me speak very briefly. What are your own reflections on the lives of these persons?
Let me say, the good Lord have mercy on all the departed souls. It is really a shock to all of us as a nation, and most so members of Parliament. My brother, let me say, within this period, the first shocking accident was 16 people who lost their lives when they were coming from a crusade. That was a particular church. Then followed by these 8 gallant heroes that we are mourning. And it has become like a cloud on the nation. Is it the airspace that is safe? Is it by land that is safe? Or where is the safety for us now? I'll take this opportunity to plead with drivers, flight of various aeroplanes or whatever, that much as we know it is the Lord that normally calls, we have to also tread cautiously so that the good Lord will continue to protect us, because the lives that are being lost, when, how early are we going to get them replaced?
Thank you very much, Honourable. Thank you very much. Nana Kuefrie here is the MPP's parliamentary candidate in Ablekuma North in the just ended election. You've also been here. You've joined the bipartisan mood of the country in mourning these 8 gallant persons. What are your own reflections?
It's very pathetic, very, very pathetic. We were just discussing the pain they went through, especially when the helicopter was about to crash. We are just thinking and imagining what they might have gone through or what they were going through. This is something that we shouldn't encourage anyone to make fun of. Something that if it happens in your family, you wouldn't be happy with. And so I feel that these men must be appreciated for going on a national assignment and going through this. And so personally, I know Omani Boama. The rest, I can say I don't know them well. But then, with what we have heard today, we feel that every individual in Ghana should mourn with the family. Yes. My condolences go to the various families. Yes.
Thank you very much. Madam Nana Kuye-Free there talking to us, member of the New Patriotic Party, joining the public in this non-partisan, very reflective mood. He sat there together with a lot of people from both political sides of the divide. It's 7:30 now. This event started just around 5 p.m. on the dot, and in 2 hours, 30 minutes, this event is now concluding. And we expect that any moment from now, the further arrangements that have been made for the funeral tomorrow for Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed and Alhaji Muniru will be held at this very ground, and then they will be buried at Chado. And so tomorrow will be very brief, somber here, and then next week when the consultations also conclude, there will be some confirmation on that. So as we take it up from the studio, this has been our live coverage of the night of reflection that has been in place to signal the end of the 3 days of mourning by the state when it comes to this very tragic incident that has claimed the lives of 8 distinguished Ghanaians who went out there in service of their country.